I'm going to teach you the absolute secret that no one really talks about to overcoming any objection anytime, honestly, for any product you're ever selling, like an absolute boss, but not doing so from a place of ego. It's not the perfect right hook. That was actually my left hand. It's not the perfect left hook. It's not the perfect rebuttal. It's not the perfect one-liner. It's not about beating it or tackling it or doing any of that broy, chest bumpy stuff that you smash that objection out and you left the house with a deal. What I'm talking about doing is accomplishing the core mission of handling an objection, which is what? Keeping the conversation going and continuing to build strong rapport, a deep relationship, and a relationship with your customer founded on authentic trust and, my favorite word, comfort. So in this video, I'm going to peel back the curtains and dive really deep into one element of my objection handling formula that is so critically important and often missed. So let's get to it. First, I just want to say welcome or welcome back. My name's Adam Bensman, the Roof Strategist. I'm so glad to have you here because everything that I do here on my channel, my podcast, and in our all-in-one sales system, by the way, it's currently being used by many, many, many thousands of people. We're in every single state in the US, even Canada and Australia, from tiny companies getting started to quite a few of the top 100 roofing companies. And it's structured for both storm and retail with separate talk tracks. So whether it's the YouTube channel or that, everything I do is for one simple mission: to help you smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. So appreciate you being here. And if you're new, click the link below. You can get inside our brand new free training center. All right, now let's get to it. The secret to objection handling like a pro. The ARO formula is what I teach. You've probably seen me talk about it in previous videos, and if you or your team is using my full sales system, you'll hopefully have gone through my entire objection handling strategy in much greater detail than what I can fit in this video. But I want to highlight one thing. For those that aren't familiar with the ARO formula, let's get you up to speed, my friend. Number one is acknowledge. This is repeating back what you heard from the customer. So in this video, I'm going to use the example, I need to talk to my wife about it. So acknowledging that would mean, Mr. Homeowner, I understand that you have to talk to your wife about it, right? Just repeating back what you heard, not sounding like a robot. R is reassure, meaning making someone feel heard and understood and validated. Heard, understood, and validated. We want that homeowner to feel like you're reaching around them like a big loving bear hug and saying, I got you, you're okay. You can trust me. I'm going to keep it comfortable. We'll get through this together. That's the feeling that we want our customers to have. So unfortunately, this part's often missed because we're focused on the broy O, which is the overcoming it with the perfect right hook, the proper hand this time, the perfect rebuttal, tackling it and beating it. And unfortunately, in the real world, when we skip this R, even if you have the greatest of intentions, even if you have a really big heart, homeowners will often feel like you're being pushy and aggressive. Now, let's kind of break this down, and I'm going to focus today on the little secret, which is the R. Now, before we get to it, when I've been traveling the country for the last however many months, I've been doing 2 to 3 in-person events a week, doing role play all across the country, from LA, which is a purely retail market, to Connecticut, to Minneapolis and Detroit, and all these different markets, headed to Des Moines that are more hybrid markets. And no matter where we are, storm, retail, hybrid, when we start practicing doing role play, this R is what almost everybody misses. And this R right here, the reassuring, is the buffer. So when we talk about influence and persuasion, by the way, a book recommendation for those who ask, Robert Cialdini's book, the first one he wrote was Influence, the 6 Principles of Influence that was heavily studied. Phenomenal read. But then he wrote a new book called Persuasion, which talks about everything leading up to the event. And what's cool and why I love that book so much is that's really more my sales style, is all of that warm up, because it provides such a strong cushion of trust and comfort that you built the homeowner that you can bobble through the closing bits and still win business versus nailing the top part or the end part, but being a little shaky in the beginning. This R here, the reassure, is the hidden secret. And I want to show it to you so you can experience it firsthand. Again, for this example, we're going to use the I have to talk to my wife about it objection. A, acknowledge. Hey, I understand that you have to talk to your wife about it. O, overcome. Hey, do you mind me asking what is it that you'd like to talk to your wife about? So that's skipping the R, which is reassure. Now let's put it together in full so you can compare these side by side. A, acknowledge. Hey, I understand that you got to talk to your wife about it. R, reassure. Listen, I know it's a really big decision, and believe me, I would want to be on the same page with my wife as well. O, overcome. Hey, do you mind me asking, because I want to make sure that you and your wife are both comfortable, what it is you'd like to talk to your wife about so I can leave you with the right information? Do you see side by side how I ultimately said the same thing? You got to talk to your wife. What do you got to talk about? But the difference is in the second version, I used this R, which was the buffer, the padding, the snuggie, the comfort, the trust, the big warm squeeze, the cozy blanket that makes that homeowner feel heard, trusted, understood, and validated like a human being. And what ends up happening is instead of saying, hey, you know, you got to talk to your wife, what is it you'd like to talk to your wife about? If you were to ask me that in my home, I'd be like, it's none of your flippin' business. But if I padded or buffered that question by saying, listen, man, I know it's a big deal. My wife and I are always on the same page with things, and I just want to make sure you guys are comfortable. Do you mind me asking what it is you'd like to talk to your wife about? And then you'll notice, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, the little thing on the end where I said, so I can leave you with the right information. And by the way, quick sidebar, with your permission, we're going to just do a quick sidebar. That so I can leave you with the right information implies what? That I'm leaving, that I'm heading out the door. So what happens is this disarms homeowners and it makes them feel comfortable and they trust you. And then they're going to say, you know what? Boom, the truth pours out. The real reason is we're waiting for another estimate that's coming tomorrow. The real reason is I'm waiting to see what my insurance adjuster says. Oh, they've been out already, right? The real reason is we're waiting to get 2 more estimates. Whatever it is that's on their plate, they're going to start giving you the truth because they think you're out the door and that you have the greatest intention of just being a helpful human being. And honestly, at the end of the day, my friends, that's exactly what it is that we do, and it is to help people make good decisions. So, in true story, by the way, if you're not, this isn't really a story, but I want to get this out of the way. If you don't believe in your heart of hearts that you're truly the best person to win the business, meaning to serve your customer, do the roof, stand behind it, do what you say you're going to do, and take good care of them at all costs, I encourage you to either really give a strong look at your business, how you can make those changes, or find an organization that aligns with those values. Because at the end of the day, so many people think sales is about like extracting money and winning the deal. And don't get me wrong, I'm competitive, I want to get better, and I want to earn good money. But what really drives me is helping people make significant changes in their life. And getting a new roof is a big change. So helping someone through that process, in my heart of hearts, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to make a smart decision. I want them to choose me because I know that I will take care of them no matter what. And I know that we're going to do a great job, and I know they're going to love working with me. So I knew through all of that, hey, listen, it's my ethical responsibility to win the business and to learn how to communicate this message clearly. And since I know how people make decisions, what makes them comfortable, what helps them or influences them to make a decision, this R right here is the missing link, the mission critical. So my one key takeaway for you, my friend, is when you address objections, it is okay to get long in the tooth and long-winded on the R, reassuring them that they're normal, validating them and trusting them, letting them know you've seen this before, and a few other examples. Hey, you know, thanks for coming out. We have to think about it. Hey, I understand you got to think about it. It's a really big decision. I want to make sure you guys are comfortable, whether it's choosing me or someone else, right? Hey, here's another one. I want to wait and see what my insurance company says first. You reassure them. Listen, I understand you want to wait and see what your insurance company says first. I hear this a lot, and I can understand as a homeowner, you don't want to trust someone who just showed up at your door, who you don't know yet, and it's sensitive information with the insurance. And again, we're just reassuring them and validating them and telling them what they're already thinking, that now when I go to O or overcome that, I've laid this cushion of trust and comfort and ease, and it becomes a piece of cake. So there you have it. If you know someone on your team who needs to hear this, you know what to do. Click the share button, copy the link, drop it in the group chat, send it over text, pop it in Facebook Messenger, share it on a board. The more we can support each other, the more we're going to lift that rising tide and help our industry change for the better. I appreciate you being here. If you want to continue your journey with me, click right into this video. And if you haven't yet done it, click right here and let's get you inside our brand new free training center. We'll see you on the next one.